at stage 2, new Callan, paragraph page 89. Last headword was anybody.
Mm.
Okay, so
Yes,
let's
correct.
start with new work. Okay. Okay, so
Okay.
let's start. Okay, repeat. Anybody.
Anybody.
Very good. Okay, listen. The word anybody is a pronoun. For example, is there anybody in this room? Yes, there's somebody in this room. Is there anybody speaking to you? Yes, there's somebody speaking to me. Is there anybody sitting here in this chair? Yes, there's somebody sitting there on that chair. Okay, let's practice. Is there anybody in this room? Is there anybody in this room? Yes,
Yes,
there's
there
somebody
is somebody
in
in
that
this
room.
room.
Very good. Is there anybody speaking to you? Is there anybody speaking to you? Yes, there's
Yes,
somebody
there's somebody
speaking to
speaking
me.
to me.
Is there anybody sitting there on that chair? Is there anybody sitting there on that chair? Yes, there's
Yes, there
somebody
is somebody
sitting
sitting
there,
on the chair.
sitting there on that chair,
Sitting there,
on that chair.
sitting on that chair.
Very good. Okay, next repeat. Not anybody.
Not, I mean, anybody.
Corridor.
Corridor.
Very good. Okay, listen. The word corridor is a noun. So this is a corridor. So the way
Oh,
outside the door. For example, there isn't anybody sitting on the floor. There isn't anybody in this room wearing a hat. There isn't anybody in the corridor. Okay, so let's practice. Is there anybody sitting on the floor? Is there anybody sitting on the floor? No, there
no,
isn't
there isn't
anybody sitting
anybody
on the
on the
floor.
floor.
Sitting on the
Sitting on the
floor.
floor. Sitting on the floor.
Is there anybody in this room wearing a hat? Is there anybody in this room wearing a hat? No, there
No,
isn't
there isn't
anybody in that
anybody
room wearing
in
a hat.
in that room wearing the hat.
Is there anybody in the corridor? Is there anybody in the corridor? No, there
No,
isn't
there isn't
anybody in the
anybody in the
corridor.
corridor.
Very good. Okay, next repeat. Nobody.
Nobody.
Very good. Okay, listen. The word nobody is a pronoun. For example, we're speaking English in this room. Nobody's speaking French in this room. We're wearing clothes in this room. Nobody's wearing a hat in this room. We're all in the room. Nobody's in the corridor. Okay, so let's practice. Who's speaking English in this room? Who's speaking English in this room? We're
No,
speaking
we're
English
speaking
in this
English.
room.
This room.
Who's speaking French in this room? Who's speaking French in this room? Nobody's
No,
speaking French
nobody is speaking French
in
in
this
this room.
bag. Who's wearing clothes in this room? Who's wearing clothes in this room? We're wearing
We are
clothes
clearly wearing clothes
in this room.
in this room.
Wait, who's wearing a hat in this room? Who's wearing a hat in this room? Nobody's wearing a
Nobody
hat
wearing a
in
hat
this
in this
room.
room.
Who's giving you an English lesson? Who's giving you an English lesson? You're giving me.
You
You're giving
you are giving me
an
in this
English
room
lesson. An
an English
English
lesson.
lesson. Who's in the
An English
corridor?
lesson.
Who's in the corridor? Who's in the corridor? Nobody's
Nobody
in the
is
corridor.
corridor
In the
in the
corridor.
corridor.
Very good. Okay. Next, repeat. Walk.
Walk.
Very good. Okay. Listen, the word walk is a verb. For example, I'm walking to the door. Okay, let's practice. Here we go. Do you like walking? Do you like walking? Yes or no?
Yes,
I like
yes, I'd like to.
walking.
I like walking.
Very good. Does he like walking? Does he like walking? Yes or no?
Yes, he
He
likes
likes.
walking.
Very good. Okay, next repeat. Mr. Brown's. Okay,
Mr. Brown.
very good with the letter like pos- pro- possession. Okay, so for example, Mr. Brown. So this is the suit of Mr. Brown, or we can say this is Mr. Brown's suit. So we prefer to say Mr. Brown's suit and not the suit of Mr. Brown. Okay, so let's practice. Is this Miss? Is this Jack Brown shirt? Is this Jack Brown shirt? Yes, it's Jack Brown shirt.
Hmm?
Yes.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you well.
Oh, one moment. Let me.
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
how about now? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, clear.
Okay, one more. Is this Jack Brown shirt? Is this Jack Brown shirt? Yes,
Yes,
it's
he,
Jack
this is
Brown's.
Rakshan shirts.
Oh, Jack, the name of the boy. Jack Brown shirt.
Jack Brown,
Shirt.
Jack Brown's shirts.
Very good. Is this Anna Brown's dress? Is this Anna Brown's dress? No, it
No,
isn't
this isn't
Anna
Annie's Brown
Brown's
shirts.
dress. Anna Brown's dress.
Annie Brown's dress.
It's Mrs. Brown's dress. It's Mrs.
Yes,
Brown's dress.
yes, this
Mrs.
is
Brown.
Mrs. Brown dress.
Very good. Okay, next. Is this Jack Brown's arm? Is this Jack Brown's arm? No. It
Yes.
no.
Oh no,
It isn't
it isn't
Jack Brown's arm.
Jack Brown's arm.
It's Mr. Brown's arm.
Okay, this is Mr. Brown's arm.
Very good. Is this Mr. Smith's ear? Is this Mr. Smith's ear? No. It
No,
isn't
it isn't
Mr. Smith's
Mr. Smith's
ear.
ear.
Ear. It's Mr. Brown's ear.
This it's Mr. Brown's ear.
Very good. Okay, next repeat. Stand.
Stand,
Okay. Combination. Stand up.
stand up,
Sit down.
stand down,
Up. Down.
up, up, down.
Very good. Okay, listen. For example, I'm standing up. I'm sitting
Um,
down. My right hand's moving up and down. Okay, so let's practice. What's my right hand doing? What's my right hand doing? Your right
your
hand's
right hand
moving up
is
and down.
moving up, down, down.
Very good. What am I doing? What am I doing? You're standing up.
You are standing up.
What am I doing? What am I doing? You're sitting
You are
down.
sitting down.
Very good. Do you sit down after the lesson? Do you sit down after the lesson? No, I
No,
don't sit
I
down
don't sit
after
down
the lesson.
after the lesson.
I stand up after
I
the
stand
lesson.
up after the lesson.
Very good. Okay, next repeat. Quarter.
Quarter,
Very good. Okay, listen. So one is a quarter of four. Ten's a quarter of 40. Okay, let's practice. How much is a quarter of 40? How much is a quarter of 40? Tens a
10 is
quarter of 40.
quarter of 40.
How much is a quarter of a thousand? How much is a quarter of a thousand? 250
250
is a
is a
quarter
quarter
of
of
a.
thousand.
Very good.
Thousand.
What's a quarter of 10? What's a quarter of 10? Two and a half.
Two and a
Is a
half is
quarter of
a
10.
quarter of her. 10.
Of 10. Very good. What's a quarter of 5? What's a quarter of 5? One and a quarter
One and quarter
is a quarter of
is a
5.
quarter of 5.
Very good. Okay, next repeat. Teach.
Teach.
With the letter T. Teach.
T.
Learn.
Teach. Learn.
Spanish.
Spanish.
Very good. Okay, listen. The words teach and learn are both verbs. The word
Mm,
Spanish is a noun. For
mm.
example, I'm teaching English and you're learning English. You don't
Mm,
learn Spanish, you learn English. Another example is I like learning a language. Okay, let's
mm.
practice. Are you teaching me English? Are you teaching me English? No, I'm not
No, I'm
teaching
not
you
teaching
English.
you
I'm
English.
learning
I'm
English
learning
from you.
English
From
from you.
you. Very good. Do you learn Spanish? Do you learn Spanish? No, I don't
No, I
learn
don't learn
Spanish. I
Spanish.
learn
I
English.
learn English.
Do you like learning a language? Do you like learning a language? Yes or no?
Yes,
I like
yes, I
learning a
like
language.
learning English.
Very good. Or
English
language.
language.
Next, do you think, does she like learning a language? Does she like learning a language? Yes or no?
Yes, she
She
likes
likes
learning
learning a
English
language.
language.
Very good. Okay, so that's the end of numeric. Let's move to revision. Okay, all question and answer. Okay, let's practice. How much is half of 100? How much is half of 100? 50 is half
50 is a half of
of
100.
100. How much is half of 13? How much is half of 13? Six and a half
Six and a half
is
is a
half.
half of salary.
Very good. Are half of the people in your town men? Are half of the people in your town men? Yes.
Yes,
Half
the
of
half
the
of the
people
town
have
is half of the people is
in.
man.
Very good. One more.
A
Yes.
man.
Half
Uh,
of the people
the
of
half of the
in
people
my town are men.
in my town are man.
Very good. Tell me your name. Tell me your name, please. My name's
My
Utah.
name is Yuta.
What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm telling you
I'm
my name.
run. I'm telling you my name.
Very good. Tell me the name of the capital of Russia. Tell me the name of the capital of Russia, please. Moscow's the
Moscow is the
capital.
capital
Russia.
name of Russia.
Very good. What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm telling you
I'm
the
telling you
name
the
of,
name of
of
the
the capital
capital
of
of Russia.
Russia. Very good. Next, are you Russian or Greek? Are you Russian or Greek? No, I'm not
No,
Russian
I'm
or
not
Greek.
Russia or a Greek.
I'm Japanese.
I'm Japanese.
Wait, do you speak Greek? Do you speak Greek? No, I don't
No,
speak
I don't
Greek.
speak
I
Greek.
speak
I
Japanese.
speak Japanese.
Very good. Which do you prefer, the cinema or TV? Which do you prefer, the cinema or TV? I prefer
I prefer cinema
to
for I
TV.
mean first TV.
One more. I prefer the cinema
I prefer cinema to
to
TV.
TV. Which do you prefer, tea or coffee? Which do you prefer, tea or coffee? I prefer
I prefer coffee
to
to tea.
tea. Very good. Which does she prefer, tea or coffee? Which does she prefer, tea or coffee? She
She
prefers
prefer
to
tea
coffee.
to coffee.
Very good. Do the English generally prefer coffee? Do the English generally prefer coffee? No. The English
The English
don't generally
generally
prefer
don't
coffee.
generally prefer coffee.
They generally prefer
They
tea.
generally prefer tea.
Very good. Are both my hands on the table? Are both my hands on the table? Yes. Both your
Yes, the
hands
boss of a hand is
are are are
on the
on the
table.
table. Very
On the
good.
table.
Which is it right to say, both us or both of us? Which is it right to say, both us or both of us? It's right to say
Both, it's like to say
both
both
of
of
us.
us.
Very good. Are both of them sitting? Are both of them sitting? Yes,
Yes,
both of
both
them
of them are
are
sitting.
sitting. Do both of them speak English? Do both of them speak English? Yes, both
Yes,
of
both
them
of them
speak
speak English.
English. Very good. Are both of us speaking English? Are both of us speaking English? Yes,
Yes,
both of
both of
us
us are
are.
speaking English.
Are we both sitting? Are we both sitting? No, we aren't
No,
both
we are
sitting.
not both. We are both.
One more. No, we aren't both sitting.
No, we aren't both
Both
sitting.
sitting. I'm sitting.
Mm,
You say, I'm sitting,
I'm
but
sitting,
you're standing.
but you're standing.
Very good. Okay, next. What does the word use mean in Japanese? What does the word use mean in Japanese? The word use
The
means.
words use me with me 使う in Japanese.
Very good. What does the word color mean in Japanese? What does the word color mean in Japanese? The word
The
color
words
means
of color means 色
in
in Japanese.
Japanese. Right? What does the word for mean in Japanese? What does the word for mean in Japanese? The word
The
for
word of for
means
means ために in
in
Japanese.
Japanese. What does the word blue mean in Japanese? What does the word blue mean in Japanese? The word
The
blue
word
means.
of blue means 青 in Japanese.
Very good. What does the word action mean in Japanese? What does the word action mean in Japanese? The word
The word
action
of
means.
action means 行動 in Japanese.
Very good. Which language are we speaking now? Which language are we speaking now? We are speaking
We are
English
speaking
now.
English now.
Which language does he generally speak? Which language does he generally speak? He generally
They
speaks.
generally speak English.
Very good. Is Chinese an Asian country? Is Chinese an European language? Is Chinese a European language? No.
No,
Chinese
the
is a
Chinese isn't a European language.
language. It's an
It's
Asian
an
language.
Asian language. It's an Asian language.
Very good. Is Germany an Asian country? Is Germany an Asian country? No.
No,
Germany
the
isn't
Germany
an
isn't
Asian
an
country.
Asian country.
It's a
It's
European.
European country. That's a
Very good. Okay. Next, what's the negative of I have? What's the negative of I have? The negative
The
of I
negative
have
of I
is I
have
have not.
is I have not.
What's the contraction of I have not? What's the contraction of I have not? The
The
contraction of I
contraction
have
of
not
I have
is
not
I
is
haven't.
I haven't.
Have I got four arms? Have I got four arms? No, you
No,
haven't got.
I
You haven't got
you haven't got
four
four
arms.
arms. You got
You've
only
only
got
got
two.
two
You
arms.
only got two arms.
Right? Have you got two heads? Have you got two heads? No, I haven't got two
No,
heads.
no, I haven't got two hands.
I've only got
I've only got
one
one hand.
one head.
Heads.
Very good. And again, next, has he got two noses? Has he got two noses? No, he
No,
hasn't got
she hasn't got
two
two
noses. He's
noses.
only got
She has only got one
one
nose.
nose. Very good. Has she got three hands? Has she got three hands? No, she
No,
hasn't
she
got
hasn't
three
got
hands.
three hands.
He's only
She
got
has only got two
two
hands.
hands. Very good. Have we only got one mouth? Have we only got one mouth? No, we
No,
haven't
we haven't only
only
got.
got one mouth. One more. No, we
Okay.
haven't only got
No, we haven't only.
got
We haven't only got
one
one
mouth.
mouth.
We've got two mouths.
We've got two mouths.
Very good. Have they got eight ears? Have they got eight ears? No, they
No,
haven't
they
got
haven't got
eight
8
ears. They've
years.
only got
They have only got
four
4
ears.
years.
Very good. Okay, next. Are your shoes the same as my shoe? Are your shoes the same as my shoes? No, my
No,
shoes
my
aren't the
shoes
same.
is same as your shoes.
One more. No, my shoes
No, my
aren't the
shoes
same as
aren't
your shoes.
same as your shoes.
They are different from your
They are
shoes.
different from your shoes.
Are the French the same as the Russians? Are the French the same as the Russians? No, the
No,
French
the
aren't the
French
same
aren't the same
as
as
the Russians.
Russians.
They're
They
different
are different
from the
from
Russians.
Russians.
Are your eyes the same color as my eyes? Are your eyes the same color as my eyes? Yes or no?
Yes,
My
the
eyes, my eyes
eyes
are the same color
eyes are same color
as
as
your
yours.
eyes. As
Your
yours are.
eyes.
Very good. As yours is also correct. Next, do the people in Brazil speak the same language as the people in Japan? Do the people in Brazil speak the same language as the people in Japan? No. The people in
The
Brazil
people in
don't
Brazil
speak the
don't
same
speak the
language
same
as the
language
people in
as
Japan.
the people in
They
Japan.
speak a different
They
language
speak different
from the
language
people in Japan.
from the people in Japan.
Very good. Okay, next. What does the word anybody and somebody mean in Japanese? What do the words anybody and somebody mean in Japanese? The words
The
anybody
words
and
anybody
somebody
mean
and
uh, uh,
somebody
and somebody
mean dareka
means dareka
in
in
Japanese.
Japanese.
What's the difference between anybody and somebody? What's the difference between anybody and somebody? The difference between
The difference
anybody
between
and
anybody
somebody
and
is
somebody
that we
is
use
that
is
we
that we use
use
anybody in questions
anybody in
and
questions
negative
and
sentences,
in negative sentences,
whereas we use
whereas we
somebody
use somebody
in positive sentences.
somebody the positive sentence is
Oh, that's it. Positive sentences. Very good. Okay, next. Is there anybody in this room? Is there anybody in this room? Yes, there's
yes, there is
somebody.
somebody in this room.
Very good. Is there anybody speaking to you? Is there anybody speaking to you? Yes, there's
Yes,
somebody speaking to
there's
me.
somebody speaking to me.
Is there anybody sitting there on that chair? Is there anybody sitting there on that chair? Yes. There's
Yes,
somebody
somebody is
sitting
sitting
there,
on the chair.
sitting there
There,
on that chair.
sitting there.
Very good. Okay, next. Is there anybody sitting on the floor? Is there anybody sitting on the floor? No, there
No,
isn't
there
anybody
is anybody
sitting on the
sitting
floor.
on the floor.
Is there anybody in this room wearing a hat? Is there anybody in this room wearing a hat? No,
No,
there
there isn't
isn't
anybody
anybody in that
in
room
that
wearing
room
a hat.
wearing the hat.
Is there anybody in the corridor? Is there anybody in the corridor? No,
No, there
there isn't
isn't anybody
anybody
in that
in the
corridor.
corridor. Very good. Okay, next. Who's speaking English in this room? Who's speaking English in this room?
We
We're
are speaking
speaking
English
English in this
in
room.
this room. English in this room.
Who's speaking French in this room? Who's speaking French in this room?
No,
Nobody's
nobody's
speaking
speaking
French
French
in
in
this
this room.
room. Who's wearing clothes in this room? Who's wearing clothes in this room?
We are
We're
wearing a
wearing
cross
clothes
in this room.
in this room. Who's wearing a hat in this room? Who's wearing a hat in this room?
Nobody is
Nobody's
wearing
wearing a
hat
hat
in this room.
in this room. Who's giving you an English lesson? Who's giving you an English lesson?
You are giving an English lesson for me.
You're giving me an English lesson.
English lesson.
Very good. Who's in the corridor? Who's in the corridor?
Nobody
Nobody's
is
in the
in
corridor.
corridor.
Very good. Do you like walking? Do you like walking? Yes or no?
Yes, I like walking.
Very good. Does she like walking? Does she like walking? Yes or no?
No, she doesn't
She
like
doesn't.
walking.
She dislikes walking.
Hmm? She
She
dislikes
dislikes
she
walking.
dislikes walking. Okay.
Very good. Okay, next. Is this Jack Brown shirt? Is this Jack Brown shirt?
Yes,
Yes,
it's
it's
Jack
Jack
Brown's
Brown's
shirts.
shirt. Wait, is this Anna Brown's dress? Is this Anna Brown's dress? No,
No,
it
this
isn't
it
Anna
isn't Anna
Brown's
Brown's shirts
dress.
dress.
It's
It's
Mrs. Brown's
Mrs.
dress.
Brown's dresses.
Very good. Is this Jack Brown's arm? Is this Jack Brown's arm? No,
No,
it
it
isn't
isn't
Jack
Jack
Brown's
Brown's
arm.
arms. It's
It's
Mr.
Mr.
Brown's
Brown's.
arm.
Is this Mr. Smith's ear? Is this Mr. Smith's ear? No,
No,
it
it's not.
isn't
It
Mr.
isn't
Smith's ear.
Mr. Smith's ear.
It's Mr. Brown's ear.
It's Mr. Brown's ear.
Very good. Okay, next. What's my right hand doing? What's my right hand doing? Your
Your
right
right
hand is
hand is moving
moving up and down.
up and down.
Very good. What am I? Okay, so what am I doing? What am I doing? You're
You are
standing up.
standing up.
What am I doing? What am I doing?
You are
You're
sitting
sitting.
down.
Very good. Do you sit down after the lesson? Do you sit down after the lesson?
No,
No,
I
I
don't
don't
sit
sit down
down after the
after the
lesson.
lesson. I
I
stand
stand
up
up after
after
the
the
lesson.
lesson. Very good. Next, how much is a quarter of 40? How much is a quarter of 40? Tens, a
Tens,
quarter
that's a
of
quarter
40.
of 40.
How much is a quarter of a thousand? How much is a quarter of a thousand?
250 is a
250 is a
quarter
quarter
of
of a.
a thousand.
Very good. What's a quarter of 10? What's a quarter of 10? Two
Two,
and a half
two and a half is a
is
quarter
a quarter of
of
10.
10.
What's a quarter of 5? What's a quarter of 5?
One
One
point
and a
quarter
quarter
is a
is a
quarter of
quarter of
5.
5. Very good. Are you teaching me English? Are you teaching me English? No,
No, I'm
I'm
not
not
teaching
teaching you
you
English.
English. I'm
I'm learning
learning
English
English
from
from
you.
you.
Do you learn Spanish? Do you learn Spanish? No,
No, I
I
don't
don't
learn
learn Spanish.
Spanish. I
I learn
learn
English.
English.
Do you like learning a language? Do you like learning a language? Yes,
No.
I like.
Oh, yes,
No, no, I
yes.
don't like
I do like
learning a
learning
language.
language.
Okay, but very good. So we stop there for
Thank
today.
you. Yeah.
Okay, but very good practice. Thank you very much. See you again.